Hey guys, so I am going to start off with my spinach. I've already washed it and cut it, and then you should put this like on top of something so that you guys can see, right? I don't know. Anyway, that's the spinach, and then in here I'm gonna add vegetable spice. I've got this vegetable spice, mushroom spice. I'm gonna add this, and then some rosemary and garlic. Love this, just a little bit of it, and then some garlic flakes. So my husband doesn't like garlic, like raw garlic. Not raw garlic, nobody eats raw garlic. He doesn't like garlic but he seems to be able to handle garlic flakes. So I'm just gonna add everything to, by everything I just also added plain cream cheese. So you can I'm just gonna add everything into the spinach and then just try to mix it all together. Okay, this is the part that I really do not like, because this is a lot of work. I'm gonna add more cream cheese. The tub, we're gonna finish the tub with this whole thing, guys. Yeah, my son is not a big fan of spinach. He is actually a very big fan of vegetables, but he doesn't necessarily like spinach. So, but when he first had the stuffed chicken, the spinach stuffed chicken, he was like, yes mommy, yes, if you've gotta make spinach, mommy, this is how you make spinach. And yeah, so he's a big fan. I don't know, I guess maybe it's he's a big chicken fan, but this, he was like, definitely. And so it has quickly become a favorite in this house. You can actually have it with pasta, with rice, with potatoes, just with anything. I'm drinking water with honey. Drinking like hot water with honey. It's one of my favorite things. Let's give it a taste. Perfectos. I'm gonna put this aside. And then here's my chicken. I'm using chicken breasts. I'm assuming you can use anything like thighs perhaps, but I see a lot of people use chicken breasts, and I also just use chicken breasts. So I'm just gonna put some olive oil actually on my hands so I can rub my chicken with olive oil. Oh, a lot, eh? So what's your favorite chicken recipe, and how do you normally make your stuffed chicken? I know some people roll it with bacon. I just don't have bacon right now, but hey, that is also quite nice. I'm just gonna pat my hands because I need to add some spices. I'm actually not adding a lot of spices, eh? Just gonna add chicken spice, and that's pretty much gonna be it. Oh no, you know what? I love paprika, especially on chicken, so I'm gonna add a bit of paprikas. I've got paprika. I've got smoked paprika, that I absolutely love. Let me just add that. Do you know what I forgot to do, guys? I forgot to preheat my oven. Give me a second. Okay, so you preheat your oven at I preheated mine at 200 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna put this on the middle rack. So I don't know how high some of y'all make your oven, but yeah, that's just gonna be mine at 200. That's usually how I like to roll. Y'all can probably tell that I am a big chicken fan. We love chicken in this house. It's not just me. There we go, all there. Right. Okay guys, so while we're waiting for the chicken in the oven, we are going to review a book, and today we're reviewing Chis Hani, or Hani, A Life Too Short. This was written by Janet Smith, and I don't know how to pronounce this other person's name, but the surname is Tromp. So there you have it. So I read this book about 2 years ago, and to be honest, when I started with the book, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't like their style of writing. It just seemed so much like textbook, like I was reading a textbook, right? And I was just like, I just want to read the book because I've always been interested in who Chis Hani is, and I just wanted to read more about him, you know. And Jesus, if you are a reader, hold on 1 second for me. There we go, I'm back. So I really just wanted to read the book, but I really was not happy with the style of writing in the beginning. But as I got more into the book, I really started enjoying it. I think I started enjoying it when Chis Hani started now getting into politics. So now where they're writing about his life, his early days of getting into politics, and there I really started enjoying the book. Some of my favorite parts were Umkhonto weSizwe, his early days, and how they skipped the country, and how they got to, which country was it that they were going? One of the camps. Was it Angola where he was living, or was it Zambia or Tanzania? I can't remember properly. But yeah, and how he led the Umkhonto weSizwe soldiers, and I really started enjoying the book at that point, and you get a better understanding of who Chis Hani is. 1 second, guys, I just want to switch off the stove. I'm back, sorry, otherwise I'm burning my food here. And then yeah, so that's when I really started to enjoy this book. As I was reading it, my thoughts were, I wonder what South African politics, especially just shortly after 94, what would have the situation been like had Hani not been assassinated. And just by the way, the account of the assassination is as real in this book as it is when you watch documentaries, when you watch when you see the photos. It is just as real, you know. And yeah, so I really enjoyed that part. I don't know if I'm just a very sensitive person, but I really got into it. Yeah, so I was just thinking just what South African politics would have looked like had Hani actually been alive. would he have risen to become president? Some people also ask, like, was he too radical? Would some people have really moved to Australia? That sort of thing. So, excuse me. It's just one of those really well written books, and I highly recommend that you read this book, even if you're not into politics, but it does give you a good account of South African politics and where, like, just the struggle history, and it gives you a very real account of Umkhonto weSizwe. I think it gives a really real account of Umkhonto weSizwe. And that, guys, is today's book review. Let me know if you have read this book, if you have any suggestions for me. In one of the later videos, I'm also going to talk about I write what I like. So yeah, don't suggest that I read that. I've already read it. But let me know if there are any other books that you would recommend that I read. And if you've also read this book, let me know what your thoughts are, and let's just have a conversation.